Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
One. So welcome to one and all. So the today's impact session series. Morning we had on IPR. We had a very good session, and now in the second session it is about entrepreneur skill development. So Prabhakar sir will be enlightening us about the what are the skills required and that has to be developed by an individual to be an entrepreneur. It is my great pleasure to introduce our speaker, Prabhakar sir. So Prabhakar has a work history related to PCCS and is the founder and CEO of PCCS, Axion Compliance CVO, Denso AGM, General Motors, IMDS Engineering, Robot Bosch, IMDS Engineering, RGB ST, IMDS, and he was also lecturer at Vivekananda Institute of Technology. So he has background with the education qualification. He has done his graduation from chemical engineering, SIT Tumkur, and MBA International Business from AU. And he has an overall 18 plus years of experience in various aspects of business. Sir was working in automotive industry such as research and development, market research, and establishment of global project support for compliance project, establishment of vehicle regulatory compliance activities, studied and monitored European regulations under WP 29, environmental regulations such as REACH, GADSL, IMDS, and ELV. Participated in the SIAM, ACMA, AIAG, CLEPA, JAMA, JAPIA, ARAL, ICAT, AISC, and CMVR working groups on various vehicle safety, emission fuel economy regulations, amendments of Indian Motor Vehicle Act, etc. And he is the founder of five companies. Sir is the founder of five company startups. So you can see what is his experience with respect to this entrepreneur. Global PCCS Private Limited, founder, it is related to engineering service, software and testing. Axiom Compliance Private Limited, founder, consultancy and service. Terraform Nature Solutions Private Limited, founder, it is related with agriculture consulting and training. Axiom Consulting Services, founder, it is related with automobiles, consulting and training. And he is also the co-founder of Product Dev Edge. It is related with cosmetic and services. So you can see in various fields, sir has got the experience as an entrepreneur. So he is also a talented auditor for Quality Council of India, QCI, NABL, for ISO IEC 17025. So with this wide experience, sir will surely give us an insight of how we can be start with the entrepreneur and be a best entrepreneur and shine. So welcome you, sir, to this session, and I hand over the session to Prabhakar, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Shall I share my screen? Okay. Second. Yeah, I'm trying to share my screen, but it is not allowing me. I think this is recording, right? So let me check. So I need to set up my system preferences because it won't allow if it is recording. One second. Just give me a couple of minutes to set this. So this session is recording, right? So that's the reason I have some restrictions here in office. One second.
It's a complete session will be recorded.
Okay. I don't know. It's yeah.
ಸಂಜಯ್ ಸರ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್? ಇದು
Yeah, 1 second. I'm calling my team. It's a I'm using MacBook, so there are restrictions to share. 1 second. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah, Sanjay ji, I'll just log out and log in. It is not allowing me when I'm logging, right? So give me a couple of minutes. I'll just enable it and rejoin.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, and extremely sorry for this, technical problems. Okay, uh, I think all students are in final year, right? So I want everyone interaction during this presentation. Otherwise, if it is one-sided, you will not learn anything. Don't hesitate. Whatever questions you have, you can ask me in between. You can stop me in between, and we must have an interaction. Okay. So, how many of you heard entrepreneur word, or how many of you have a plan to be an entrepreneur? You can just raise your hands using this chat box. Say yes or no. I think they have an option to enable unmute, and no, they can talk, right, Sanjay ji? Participants? Yes. Okay. Great. Uh, okay. So, how many of you heard? You have a plan to be an entrepreneur? Can you make it full presentation, Sanjay ji? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Fine. So, can you go to next slide? Let's understand what participants or students have in mind. What is the purpose. Oh, okay. You have disclosed all that. Yeah, one second. Yeah. So why do you want to work? First of all, before entrepreneur, you might be having something in mind that you want to work somewhere, right? So why do you want to work? You might have seen the answer already, but tell me, anyone, why do you want to work every day? What is the purpose, or what is the aim of working for an organization? They can unmute and talk, right? Sanjay ji, I don't hear anything from student side. Okay. Anyway, I'll tell that generally each person will have their own aim in their life. So it's generally if I talk about everybody work for to become a better person, because you work for something and you gain some knowledge, you gain some experience, some sort of skill. Sanjay, can you make it full presentation? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you can click next. Okay. So once you start working, you feel year on year, you feel, you become a better person, in terms of financial, in terms of, personal, family, professional, because you work for a organization, make company also grow, and you also grow at the same time. So ultimate aim would be from each person to become a better person. So when you work for an organization, next slide, please. So why do you work for an organization, right? Companies, when you start working it, so something you contribute to the company, and company becomes a better, right? So you can click next. So when many people work for an organization for a purpose of as per company's goals and targets, so company will grow and company becomes better on year. So that's how employees grow, and at the same time organization also grows. So similarly, you should, as an entrepreneur, so we can go to next slide. So being an entrepreneur, you will have a set of ideas in your mind to start your own company, to want to you want to be a owner of your own. And before that, you must identify yourself, and what kind of skills you require to be an entrepreneur, and what are the characteristics you must know before you jump into an entrepreneur. I think some of you might have explored yourself, that if you have that in mind, dream of being an entrepreneur. So you might have explored yourself what sort of skills and what sorts of characteristics you must have. If not, you need to build those on day by day. Then you will one fine day you will become an entrepreneur. Can you click next time? Next. Yeah. So most importantly, self awareness is most important. Self realization is must, uh, um, it is really must, because if you don't know yourself, what kind of strengths you have, what kind of weaknesses you have. So identifying your weaknesses, bringing those weakness into converting that as a strength, and you become more stronger, right? So what are your interest area, which you feel enjoyable doing that. Those who enjoy their work, definitely they achieve a lot of things in their professional life. If you are not enjoying your work, definitely you don't achieve anything, because you don't have any interest in that area, right? So before you choose any career after your engineering, it is most important that what are your interest, where do you want to work for, or you want to work for your own company. uh, that's what you are here to understand that, right? So identify all these things, then only it is easy for your life. Okay. And also at the same time, aim of your life. I have interviewed many students after their graduation. I see very blank faces when I ask their what is the purpose of their life. So they don't answer. Out of 100 99%, they don't have any purpose of their life. They don't see their future, where they want to lead, right? So it is important for you guys, think right away. What is the purpose of your life? What is the purpose of doing this engineering graduation? So what do you want to do in the next, right, after completing engineering? What is next? You should have next 5 to 10 years plan. Otherwise you will you don't know your where your life is going, right? You should have a clear direction for next 10 years at least. Next, if you are capable enough, you can see for vision your you can have up to 20 years as well. Okay, not only just professional, I'm telling, even personal, family, everything you should include. Okay. So these are most important for identifying your own self awareness. Then you can this is one of the kind of characteristics of an entrepreneur. Next please. Next. Yeah. So according to you, who is an entrepreneur? Anyone who wants to explain or tell that who is an entrepreneur? Don't have don't be afraid of, you can tell whatever you know. It should be interactive, then only we'll enjoy this session. Otherwise it will be very boring once if it is one sided. Anyone? I really appreciate if somebody talks, if you know something. No one? Okay. Okay. Let me explain. Okay. Entrepreneur, it usually start with an individual, maybe in a group of people who has same mindset, then, who creates a new product or new business or a new concept which brings to the market, and who takes a lot of, risk in his life to run that business, and at the same time and he will enjoy the most of the reward as well, because he put a lot of risk running that business on that concept. And whatever risk he takes, at the same time equally he gets the reward for that. If something goes wrong, definitely he will end up losing everything. So entrepreneur will always take a risk. Next please, you can click next. Yeah. So who take care, who takes a risk more and enjoy the more rewards. And also, they always think of bringing new things to the market, new products. Yeah, one more thing I would like to clarify here. Don't always think that entrepreneur means you have to always innovate. Always you have to bring um, uh, patents or something like that. It's not like that. Anything, even if it is a services, if it is a product, software, anything, if it is has a demand in the market, you can come up with your own idea for running a business. Okay, so this entrepreneur, always come up with like this into the market. They make sure market improve the market efficiency, and they build wealth, and ultimately they create a lot of jobs for who really seek jobs, and at the end, eventually it contributes to the economic growth, right? So entrepreneur play important role in the economic growth as well. Next, yeah, next, yeah. So as I said, they always see, entrepreneur always see as all problems as an opportunity, and make as an solution to the problems, and they create a lot of economical opportunities as well. Next. And yeah, they play very important role in economical growth for the country as well, because there are more than 6.5 crore companies are there in India alone. So imagine how many entrepreneurs are we are having, but still we have a lot of scope in India to become an entrepreneur, to start something new as a startup, because we have a lot of, when you have a lot of problems, you can find the solution for those problems, and you can start a new business on that area. So you need to identify the problems deeply, then you will get a solution for those problems. Next. Yeah, these are few characteristics I would like to highlight. As a generic entrepreneur must have all these qualities, like self confident. Yes, you must have a self confident to want to, you want to be an entrepreneur. Perceptive, hardworking. You must be self motivated. Nobody should say, okay, you are entrepreneur, you have to work on, or something like that. So you must be self motivated, resourceful, able to manage risk. Okay, don't run away, from the whatever problems, or whatever risk comes, you have to face it, and solve that issues. Okay, and goal oriented. You must be flexible as well, because you can't say, oh, I don't work on weekends, I work only Monday to Friday. So in that case, you have to go and work for some organization. So if you are not able to work on as there is a work requirements or a demand, you must work on irrespective of the days, any day. So I work all 7 days, but whenever I need time for family and other stuff, I take time and spend. But when it comes to entrepreneurs, so we don't take holiday, even Saturdays and Sundays when it is required. Not all Saturdays or Sundays. So you must be very flexible, independent, of course, and you must be visionary. As I said, you must have at least 5 to 10 years goals, plans, and you have to start contributing every single day for those plans, for 10 years plans or 5 years plans, whatever you have, right? So, and most importantly, what I believe in entrepreneurship is that you must be able to work with the team. You must not have any clashes between the teams. If you have such clashes, then definitely you will not be able to run your business. If you are working with any partners, you must have that ability to work in a team with other talents. Okay, you must accept that, and these are the characteristics the entrepreneur must have. Next. Yeah, and these are some personal qualities, successful entrepreneur. If you see the out of these 12, whatever I just explained, the energy level, passionate. You must be passionate to work on that area, or any problem which you find, it's an opportunity to start a company. If you see all these things, right, the most important point, everyone thinks in the beginning, okay, innovation is important in creativity, when you start a company. No, it's not that. That is a part of the process, but you ultimately need energy. When you have more energy, energy contributes in overall process to bring everything to on the table, and to take you to the right direction. Okay, and ultimately all these are important. Personal need for achievement, leadership, risk taking, of course, these are most important point in your journey of entrepreneur. Risk taking and energy, these should not be uh, at the lower side. You should always focus on these areas. Okay, these are some personal qualities an entrepreneur see as a successful themselves. Next, please. Okay, before you play that, there is a video for you. Everyone thinks, okay, you can talk about Elon Musk. One second, please pause. Yeah. Uh, Students in their journey. When I was a student, I also used to think, okay, the main, no, the businessman who is, I see, okay, as a entrepreneur. We always see then, okay, how he achieved. We don't, learn more their background, how tough it was to them to reach to the success level. There are a lot of things they go through in their entrepreneurship journey to become a successful entrepreneur. So just an example, there is a video you can just see, so you will understand the pain points of entrepreneur when they start the company. A lot of problems they face, every step they face, they feel like quitting it. But because they never give up, because of that attitude, they go to the next level. Okay, just let's have a video, then I'll explain. Can you play that video? It's not playing. So for outsider, it looks very easy for seeing a successful entrepreneur. Okay, how he is achieved, right? We see at the end story only, but we don't see their beginning story and in between story. What kind of pain they go through, what sort of issues they face every single day. They take a lot of pain, and then, but finally, because of their hard work, commitment, they finally achieve their success. Is it not playing, Sanjay ji? Okay. Okay, maybe we can move on to the next slide. So the life of entrepreneur is, just maybe I can share after this. You can watch these videos. It talks about how entrepreneurs start their journey from the beginning, and what kind of problems they face every single day. You feel like this is not possible for me to run this business. Every single day you feel like closing that company, but ultimately you think, okay, let's take one more chance, because they have attitude of not giving up. So after taking a lot of pain, finally it ends with a good result. We only see the good result once it is announced, okay, he's a successful entrepreneur. He made this company as a big company. Then we see only on the top. Okay, but it's not that easy. But don't think it is impossible as well. It is possible only, if you see all those 12 points which I have mentioned. If you go through in detail, if you adapt all those things, it is quite possible to achieve. Okay, next slide, please. So how to become an entrepreneur? So please click next. Okay. First thing, one second, please. Yeah. Step one is, if you have plan, and you have a dream of being an entrepreneur, you must find your industry where you want to work for. Okay. Once you decide your industry, then it is easy for you to think of entering into that industry. Okay. So first step is most important. Find your industry. Whatever it is based on your likes and dislikes. You have to decide that. Second step, can you please click on, okay, research your market and customers. For example, if you decide cosmetic as your industry area, then you must understand, investigate a lot of things about that, yeah, cosmetic market, whether it has a huge demand in India, other countries, globally. You need to research which market is suitable, where are your targeted customers, where you can sell your product. So all these things, you must research on that deeply and identify where you can able to sell your products. So that is second step. Third, can you click this next? Yeah. Third, educate yourself on that area. If you want to be very unique in that industry domain, then you have to really come out with very unique USP, so that nobody has in that market, and you are the unique company who producing a different cosmetics altogether. Okay. So you must have a deep knowledge, educate yourself on not one time, it's a continuous process. Every single day you need to upgrade yourself, right? Next, then build your own business slowly. So don't ever think that business can happen in just 1 year or so. It takes a lot of time. It tests your patience. Okay. So then only it is possible. So when I have started in 2012, working for different companies, no, almost for me it took almost 6 7 years to reach 100 plus engineers are working for us. So it took almost closely 10 years to reach this level. So don't ever think that business can happen in just 1 year or 2 year. There are cases unique, yes, it is possible. If your idea is very unique, it has a huge demand in the market, definitely it is possible. The very rare cases, such cases are there, but in general, businesses will take a lot of time to grow, and to become a very successful company, it takes a lot of time. Next please. Next. Okay, reason to choose entrepreneur as a career path. Why I tell you, because you can click next. Most of the time now, I feel when you seek job, after your graduation, you are just limited to yourself only for getting job. You will not think out of the box. So if you choose entrepreneur as a career path, there are a lot of challenges. It's not that easy, but if you have that gut feeling that yes, I can prove whatever I decide, then it is always better. When you decide yourself, you want to be entrepreneur, you can see you are securing your job inside by yourself. Because when you become an entrepreneur, definitely you will be generating some jobs for others. So when you have such a mindset of generating job for others, ultimately you are covering your own job, right? So it's really good that being your own boss of your company, and generating jobs to the maybe you can offer jobs to your friends, networks, and whoever it is. So you feel so proud yourself, generating more jobs. So it is always good if you choose your career path as an entrepreneur, whatever business it may be. You must have that interest in running that business. Next please. Next. Yeah, whenever you started think of entrepreneur, self motivation is most important, because that drives you to reach the all targets. Okay. And at the same time, financial success. Once your business is really successful, so financially you are very strong. Okay. So that will you can balance your life in a better way, and you will have more confidence, and you can generate more ideas with the existing company. You can come up with more ideas and start multiple companies as well. So once you are financially strong, so definitely you will have a more wider area of thinking to start something new. Next please. Job security, as I said, once you start as an entrepreneur, your job is by default secured, because you are going to generate job for others. And at the same time, sometime during a recession time or some economical crisis, some companies remove employees, because they will not be in a position to make salaries to all employees. So they'll start eliminating jobs, or removing employees from them. If you are working for some companies, so that that fear will you will have always. So when you will not have any job security. Next please. And quality of life, of course, being you a owner of your own company, you have all the choices, flexibility. whenever you want you can take leave for, if you have some families functions and other things, you can plan your life well, well in advance, because your company status, your status, family status. But when you are working for some company, so it is not that possible, because when you needed a leaves, you will not be able to get, because you don't know what kind of project, priorities you will be having in the office. But being an entrepreneur, you will have that all the options open for yourself to plan in advance. Next, please. Yeah, generally, in all imaginations, outsiders, if you think, they always say entrepreneur, okay, it's easy to see, achieve these, targets and success. It looks very easy. But if you see as an entrepreneur, it's not that easy. In an actual situation, can you go to next slide? In the initial stage it looks like, very easy to reach the destination, but in actual situation you will face a lot of, unforeseen situations, unexpected problems, issues you might face. There are a lot of examples, right? If you take an Ola example, they had a very good idea, good vision, everything, but ultimately they end up, facing a lot of problems, fire catching those vehicles, two wheelers. uh, you'll never know what kind of problems you may face. So entrepreneur will really know that actual situations when it arrives, they will be very, to panic at the time, but they always try to find the solution whatever problem occurs, right? So don't think, achieving whatever you have is it's very easy. It's not that easy practically. Next, please. Okay. Most of the time, fear will, most of the companies get closed because of, they have a lot of fear in the beginning, because all the decision maker, all the companies top management, they take decisions when they have the information of 10%. That 10%, if they have 100% information about the issue, they can take, decisions easily. But, as a company owner, always I have seen, they will have a very limited information, that, using that information they have to take a right decision. So that is a very painful for, companies. And sometimes taking that, they always think themselves, okay, whether, they'll take some time, okay, I can do that, and with a gut feeling they'll start moving on it. But in between they also have a feeling of, what if I am wrong, what if I am, if I fail on this, process, whatever concept they had. But if those who have that ability, if those who have that, gut feeling that, whatever it may, I never give up. Even if I fail, I take a second chance, third chance, fourth chance. So if you stick to your target, definitely you will achieve that, one fine day you will see that success. So that's what happens in entrepreneur journey. So you must not have a fear when you start, uh, when you jump into, as an entrepreneur to work on. Okay. Next, please. Yeah, there is a video, actually I don't know, it's not playing. There is Elon Musk story, you might have seen, he fell in his life multiple times. Can you play? I don't know whether it's not playing. Can you go back? I hope you might have seen that video. So he had money for, SpaceX to launch four rockets as a private sector, but, three times continuously he failed, launching those vehicles. But he never give up. Ultimately, final choice is, fourth one. He has to succeed. Otherwise, he will be on, completely on road. No money, nothing. So fourth chance, that was the only option for him to, survive in his life. So finally, fourth stage, he successfully launched his rocket. So imagine, so three times he failed in that, whatever money he has invested. So this is a very good example of an entrepreneur to never give up attitude. I don't know, it's not playing. Maybe I can share the links later. You can watch these videos. Very, interesting videos, which enlighten you to see their journey in their life. whoever who, I mean, Elon Musk trust his heroes as, he thinks who are his heroes, they also do not, have a confidence on him that he will be going to launch this SpaceX company as a great company. So nobody trust on him, but still finally he proved everyone as a wrong. So you must have as an entrepreneur, uh, if you have that, in your mind, you must not give up in between. Next, please. Similarly, I have the example of, Jack Ma story as well. He also went through a lot of pain in his life, before he became an entrepreneur. Many companies, many, big companies reject him, but finally he will become, one of the richest man to, beat those companies for which he wanted to work for, right? So again, this is very beautiful, so, video of, Jack Ma story. Next, please. If you Google it, you will see all this. And also, I will just have this Shah Rukh Khan story as well. Most of the film stars are, comes from their family background, all these things. But if you see himself, no connection in the film industry. He faced, he starts with serial acting and a lot of things. He faced. He sell his own movies tickets also. So finally, now you see he's a, successful person in his life in the film industry. So again, this is very, inspiring video of, Shah Rukh Khan. Next, please. Yeah. So all this, whatever we have discussed, is it's all about, entrepreneurial journey, what kind of characteristics you must have, what kind of, skills you must have. But apart from that, this camper method, no, I always explain to students, because they always think, okay, innovation is the key for, to become an entrepreneur. No, this camper tool is, very useful for you all. You find out any product in front of you. So this camper method will help you to find, generate 7 ideas. Any product you take, you can generate 7 ideas. Okay, that's a tricky in this. Maybe I'll just go through it and what scamper method is. Can you please go to next slide? Yeah. So we call it as camper tool for innovation. So this is really, great way to stimulate innovation, or to modify or replace our existing products, or come out with it all different idea altogether. Okay. So using this camper tool, you can apply any of these 7 different actions to your ideas. Any product you take, you can come out with 7 different ideas. Can we go to next slide, please? I'll explain what scamper is. So scamper means, S stands for substitute. So which you can take any product, you can think of, substituting components, materials, people. I'll give you good examples in my upcoming slides. And C stands for combine. Any, material, anything you take, combine two things, and, make as a different product altogether. So that is a combine. Can you go to next, previous slide, please? Yeah. I'll give for, a example for all these 7. Adapt. So we can adapt or alter or change. So all these options are very useful for taking any product of an example. So you can modify the existing product, minify that product. Okay. So you can reduce the size, change the shape. All you can do with the existing, you can play with the existing products. And purposes, whatever purpose it is made for, you can think of a different purpose of using it, those products. So that is a different idea. You can, come out of with the different things. And eliminate. Yeah, you can think and eliminating altogether. Earlier we used to see telephones, landlines. Now we have eliminated with mobiles. Nobody has landlines. So like that, you can think of, if I eliminate this, what could be the next product? A reverse or rearrange. So this is scamper stands for substitute, combine, adapt, modify, purpose, eliminate, and rearrange. So I'll give you a good example, how could be, this substitute can be a good example for product. So you can think similarly for other products as well. Can we go to next slide? So substitute means, so you can think blackboard, right? So what could be the substitute for blackboard? Now we have whiteboard. You can see in your colleges whiteboard, maybe green board, blue board, right? So this could be an example of one substitute. So you can think any product in your area. If you have interest in cosmetic, take one product as an example. Think of substituting that product with a different purpose, different product altogether, but purpose is same, writing, right? So you can think. Nowadays you hear a lot of things, cosmetics, now earlier, nowadays we talk about Ayurvedic cosmetics, right? Different products are coming in Ayurvedic as a cosmetics. it, Application is same, using for whatever purpose for cosmetics. So Ayurveda is playing important role. Similarly, like that, you can think. That is one a good example for substitute. Next substitute could be, next please. Yeah. Earlier we used to lantern, kerosene. Now we have solar lantern, battery charged lantern, right? You can charge battery, you can use the torch. So this could be one of the best substitute for. These are just example I am sharing with you, so you can think out of the box something else in your interested area. Okay, next please. So this is a good example for substitute. And yeah, steel can be converted, instead of steel you can make product in aluminum, so that you can reduce the weight of steel, because aluminum weight is much lighter than steel, right? So this could be a very good substitute for steel. So these are a few example I'm just quoting. You need to think or innovate something new altogether. Identify something and replace, so find out substitute from the existing itself. Next please. Okay, next, yes, we have talked about substitute. Now combine. So combine means maybe you can take an example, spoon plus fork, spork. So you see, for these kind of innovations and different combining two products combining together. Next, so shampoo plus oil together, it's a one product. Earlier we you see different product, a shampoo is different product, oil as a different product. So when you combine two, and it becomes one product. So you are combining, you are not thinking something new. You are making, combining two products and making your own product. So that's a new idea, right? Next please. So these are a good example for combine. Yeah, one more combine example is CNG plus electric, right? So bus can run on CNG. While running CNG, the battery will be get charged, and it can be switched over to electric. So bus will run on electricity. Then when there is no current electricity available in the battery, it can switch over to the CNG. So earlier you see CNG is separate buses, electric bus separate. Now we can combine together. We call it as a hybrid, right? So you can think of combining such technologies and products all together. Next please. Okay, next, yeah, adapt. So adapt. So cycle, bicycle we used for commuting from one place to another place. You can adapt these technologies for some other purposes also. So this can be used for tiller and seeder for agriculture purpose. This is one example. You can think something else as well. I'm just quoting you some examples. Not these are limited to only these examples. You can think so many examples. Next please. Yeah, robotic arm, mimics an elephant trunk. So they have, it is, adapting that process, how elephant, uses its trunk. So similarly, it is adapted that process at that, concept in the robotic arm. So similar thing you can think. Most of the robotics are, come from most of the animals' behavior. They study and bring the technology. Next, please. Modify or magnify. You can, the car can be stretched and you can call it as a limousine. So you are just modifying the existing product. You are not making anything something different, right? Adding additional seats in between, and you are making it as a limousine. Next please. Yeah, modify or minify. A good example is desktop are converted into laptop now. So nothing different, both behave same, right? You will get the same result if you work on both the systems. And the more advantage in having laptop is, and you can carry anywhere. So this is an idea of an both are called computer only, but now we call it as laptop. So it's better than desktop, right? So you can think something in your ideas. uh, if it is existing, you can think something else to modify it. Next please. Yeah, P stands for put to other uses. Tires are used for car, but one it can be used for other purposes as well, right? So you can think some products can be used for other purposes. If you see, touch technology was developed by Xerox company, but most of Apple is having the ownership on that touch technology. But Steve Jobs, first time he saw that touch technology in Xerox company. One of his visit to the Xerox company, he see that okay, they show how that Xerox machine works for, right? So when he touches that, it start operating. He was surprised to see that touch technology. But they patented touch technology are better than them. They developed better touch technology because he got that idea from Xerox machine. I finally have they have a very good technology in iPhones and all, right? So their technology is something different than other mobile technologies. So whatever purpose that made, and you don't stick to that, you can think how what purpose it can be used for. Next please. Yeah, similarly this bottle is made for some other purposes, but it can be used as display case or something else. You can think something different as well. Next please. Eliminate. As I explained you, right, landlines or cordless phones are completely eliminated now, because you have more advanced technology, mobile smartphones, right? So nobody uses this. So you can think some products around you, whatever you see in your day-to-day life, if you think something we can eliminate and replace with a new product, what could be the new product? That should be your new idea. Next please. Rearrange or reverse. You can see most of the watches comes with dial, bigger size. You can play with that, some ideas you have, you can play with what could be, if I change this, how, whether it is really acceptable in the market. So like that you have to play with the modifying, reverse engineering. So all these things you can think of doing. Okay, next please. Yeah, best example could be nano car. Nano car is really built on a scamper ideas. You can see the changes they have made from the existing cars, right? Most in the world, you might have heard, or very well, that nano car was the cheapest car in the world. But it failed anyway. But this car has a lot of new patents, applied for. Let's understand what are the scamper ideas has been generated from this. Next please. If you see two-cylinder engines, yes, this is adapted. Plastic for metals. So wherever they see metals can be replaced, substituted. Plastics are used for instead of metal, and adhesives for instead of welding they use adhesives. Next, these are substitute concept. Next, airbag, AC, power, windows they eliminated, not required for this car. Next. Yeah, size also they have removed. Just go back. Yeah, minimize. So these are few example. If you see that a car use this camper, they have not innovated completely as a new product altogether. They have just tried scamper method. They wherever possible they tried for substituting it. Wherever they think eliminating or replacing it, minimizing it, they did all the possibilities. Next please. One more example I would like to give you. You take UPIN. Okay, UPIN as an example. No, think seven different ideas. I'm just giving this as an example. Maybe after this presentation, you can sit and think some product, take that product and find out seven different ideas. Anything it could be, any product based on your interest area, your idea. You know, if I give you example of UPIN, I'm taking this as an example, and let's understand what could be seven different ideas from this. Next, please. See, we'll start with step two. So this UPIN can be, created for, information or individuals or elements. You can see these are just I'm quoting. So what can be done? 7 ideas can be generated from UPIN. So using UPIN, you can make, these kind of elements and informations, which can, give some lot of information as an individuals, right? So this is one substitute we can think of. Next, combine, you can see using UPNs you can use for, LED lights. So it gives a different, lighting altogether. You are just combining with a LED lights. Next, adapt, so you can use for some, kind of different products, adapting some, replacing other things. Next, modify or magnify, you can use for, for music symbols, some other purpose. Next, you can use, this UPIN for bookmark, so that this could be possible. Next, rearrange, so you can make, different purpose, right? And reversing those UPINs and making different design altogether, right? So you can think in that sense. Next, please. Okay. So all this, just a scamper tool method, what I have explained, you can think, you take any example, maybe pen could be an example for you. If you have such area, if you want to come out with a very different pen altogether, think what could be these 7 ideas can be generated from that pen. Maybe take any other product also, come out with a 7 different ideas with this scamper tool, and identify those 7 ideas can be, sold in the market. Who could buy those products or ideas in the market, right? So you can think in that sense. And I would like to highlight here 4 stages of learning skill, because it's very important right away for you as a student. Sometimes, you will not be able to identify yourself what kind of, skills you have. So let's understand that, these are 4 important points. Unconscious incompetence means you don't know what kind of, talent or skill you have, competency you have. So if you don't know about yourself, then, it's difficult for you to, understand what are your strengths in your as a person. Conscious incompetence means you know that you don't have that skill or talent, so you need to develop that. At least, if you are good, if you are in the second position, you are conscious and you don't know some of the skills, and you can discuss with him or friends and identify what are where you want to build your competency. Third one, conscious and competence means you know what needs to be built. If you want to be an entrepreneur, what are the things you need to build those competencies on day-to-day basis. It will not come, in one day. You have to be a very, on regular basis, you have to build those consciously. So once you reach to unconscious competence means, for example, driving, car driving. When you drive car, so without, your conscious, your unconscious mind works, and you change brake, you change gears and you apply brake whenever situation, based on the situation while driving, because that on the all the skill, goes into your unconscious, and that unconscious competence, process plays, based on the situation whenever it comes. So if you adopt such competency as an unconscious competency, in your person as a personality, definitely, nobody can stop you growing. So you reach to such a level, unconscious competence level, then you will be called as an expert in that area. So I suggest you people to, whatever you learn, reach to the unconscious competence level, so that, you will be the master in that area. Next, please. Self initiative, yeah, this is one more video. As an entrepreneur, you must be a self initiative. Nobody will tell you, okay, you do this, you do that. You wake up early morning and, go to sleep at 11. Nobody will tell you, you work on that area, you work on this. So it is your own responsibility. You have to be self motivated, self initiative. Something is going wrong, you have to correct it. So you will not be depending on anybody. So that's a story of a small kid, who helps, he finds the problem on the roadside. Nobody is trying to come out with a solution for that problem that the small kid try to uh, solve that problem. Then all people come together and help to clear that road. So it's a very beautiful video from the small children. Okay, next. Yeah, these are the skills, as an entrepreneur, you need to develop continuously. It's not one day activity. I want to be an entrepreneur, I will have all these skills or competency in one day. No, it's not that easy. You have to be, regularly you have to live as an entrepreneur life, not one day. Okay, every day should be, you live as an entrepreneur. And these are enough skills I have mentioned here. Try to bring all these in your life, then you can be definitely one fine day you will be called as an entrepreneur. Next, please. Yeah, teamwork again. There is a beautiful video, but it's not playing. I'll share those links to you. You can watch that. As an entrepreneur, you must believe in teamwork, not just one person. But you are the leader. You are the taking more risk on that. But you must have a right team. You always believe in the team who work on the project, who work on your ideas. Teamwork is plays any very much essential role in the achieving the targets. So you must not have any such clashes in the teams. As an entrepreneur, you must always motivate team members to get things done as you see as you want to achieve as those targets. So that's a whole idea of a team activity, because you have some skill, you have some talent, your team might be having different talents. When you synergize all the talents together, you come out as a big strength, then you can emerge as a big company. So you must accept and other strength as well in the team, and work with them. Next, please. Yeah, this is very much important. I would like to highlight for all students, in your life, not just in professionalism, in your personal life as well. There are 4 zones in your life, from starting with comfort zone, fear zone, learning zone, and growth zone. You have to decide yourself where you want to be. You find out right away where do you stand right now. Whether you are in comfort zone means you don't want to take risk. You want to be always in a safer side. You are not risk taker. You want your life should be very comfortable and in controlled way. If you have such mindset, then you are in a comfort zone. So no, this will not be a forever. So this zone will be most dangerous zone. You will not realize all the issues, but one fine day it comes, you will not be able to handle all the situation in a well manner. So find out if you are in this. Try to come out in this zone. If you are in the fear zone, you always think, okay, lack of confidence. I'm not able to do this. I can't take this risk. I may fail. No, I'm not that capable. No, I can't wake up early morning to do this work. And if you find excuses for all the activities or actions, then you are in a fear zone. So these 2 zones will never give you any success in your life. So when if you are in the learning zone means you acquire new skills. You have that ability to solve the problem. You solve all the problems whenever you get any issues. You find right solution for all these things, and you are receptive to outside inputs, and you have a continuous learning interest. You read lot of books every single day. You think, okay, I have done something good for today. So then you are in a learning zone. This will give you in a good shape and a good future for your in your entire life if you are in the learning zone. It's not one time, it's a lifetime. If you are always in the learning zone, definitely growth zone will come to you, because you are much closer to the growth zone. If you stop learning, the day your growth zone will also stop growing it. So when you stop learning yourself, you will start coming down to fear zone than comfort zone. So if you are learning zone every single day, then the growth zone, you will have more confidence. You will have a lot of new ideas. You try to find out new targets, new success. You will take many people along with you to reach all the success. So if you are in these two zones, nobody can stop you growing. Nobody can. Whoever tries, they will fail, but you will never fail in your life. So make sure where you stand right now, whether it is comfort zone or fear zone. If you are really in this zone, immediately you have to come out from this zone, right? I hope you understood what I'm trying to say. But I like to learn every single day. If I don't learn anything every single day, I feel myself I wasted this today. Anything you try, you if you try exploring something, you will learn something. Okay. So ultimately, you will end up, eventually the growth will be their entire life. So this is the journey of comfort zone to growth zone. So you decide where do you want. Don't blame later. Okay, it is not happening because of them. And as I said, entrepreneur will never complain to anybody. They think they are the responsible for whatever end result comes. So you must think in that direction. Next, please. So this is one suggestion, as an if you have that mind in, I want to be entrepreneur, make sure even a great entrepreneur fail sometime in life because they don't balance in their life. Because professional entrepreneur always it is a part of life. But when you plan, if you are really good in professional, the priority is one I have given because it's important in your life, and you should have long-term goals in the entrepreneurial journey. Okay, find out all those things. Where do you want to be in next 10 years? What kind of business you want to expand, where in India or out of India, something. You need to have a proper plan for 10 years. Family, of course, you should have a plans, targeted plans, not only for professional, also for family. You should have a proper plan when you want to get married, when you want to go for a family vacation. All these plans you must have. Okay, as in if you want to balance your life in well manner. Financial, of course, you need to have some targets. Okay, I want to earn so much money in my life in next 10 years. I want to be have my own home, my own car. I want to live in a very luxury place. All this you decide according to your financial plan. And personal, yes, it's also important. We sometimes forget about ourselves, focusing more on entrepreneurial and professional life or family life and financial, and we never focus about ourselves. So if you are not fit, if you are not healthy, definitely you will not be able to fulfill first, second, third, right? So you being as a person, individual, should be very healthy, very energetic. So all this possible when you have the regular habit of exercising, fit yourself, spend some half an hour a day for focusing about your personal health, right? So when you are good professionally, family, financially, personally, then rest comes everything. Friends, relatives, all will be connected with you because you are a successful man, right? So maintain, also it's equally important to maintain all the relationships. So just don't forget, because if you are reaching success but you don't have anybody, friends or relatives, no meaning, right? So definitely you should have some relationship maintained on time whenever it is required. And social, of course, being an part of society, you should have social interaction with your life in a, right. So you have to balance your life in a very well manner so that you can able to fulfill all your six priorities which you have mentioned. Sanjay, can you share again? Okay, so very much important in your life. Even as a student, also it is applicable. But right now, instead of professional, you can add that as an education is a high priority for you because that takes you to the next level. Okay, so as a student, for you, professional is not applicable. But when you become, complete your engineering, when you become a professional, you these priority I suggest you to follow so that you can balance your life very well. Okay. So all are important. All six are really important. If you focus, friends are everything. If you are ignoring everything, then gone. If you think the family is most important, the rest of the things are not important in your life, then you will end up, not balancing your life as planned. So next place, yeah, business opportunities. I would like to highlight, as per our experience, what could be the, I have listed out some of the topics. You can unmute yourself. I can hear a lot of noise. Okay. So these are examples, 12 topics highlighted here. If you are interest area, you can find out these are really having a good growth in the market. I mean, as an industry point of view, I believe, as per my experience, a lot of new opportunities are there in the agriculture because a lot of things, agriculture uses chemicals. That's the reason we have our lifespan, come down to 59 in India because we eat all chemical food. So if there is a huge requirement, coming out with natural products in agriculture. You can think of coming out with some new ideas, how you can grow naturally. So huge scope in the agriculture, energy storage. Energy storage is a huge market because everything required energy, right? Anything you take, starting with your mobile, watch, everything has an energy, battery, right? So storage devices has a huge demand in the market. So if you come out with your very unique technology or any product in the energy storage sector, definitely you can, start a company in that sector as well. Green energy, yes, of course, solar, wind, these are new technology are, eliminating the traditional way of energy which is generated from thermal plant, other source of energy. So this could be a new technology. You can, if you have something in your interest area, you can think on that. Pollution, yes, there are a lot of pollution happening in all the cities. You can come out with your own idea on how you can replace with the existing technology to reduce the pollution. Of course, if I talk about technology or software, IoT, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, these are, topics, hot topics in the software domain. You can think of if it is close to your area. Mobile apps, of course, gaming, cybersecurity, jewelry, fashion, beauty, fitness specialist. Yoga is, playing a very important role in most of the countries. Many Indians are, settled in different countries. I have seen, when I visit different country, Indians, they are having Zoom Institute as a trainer in different countries. So it's a global forum. You can, yoga is, has a huge scope in this domain. These are business opportunities according to me, so you can explore. Next, please. Okay, these are my recommendations to all students. You can, if you have such mind in your, like you want to be entrepreneurs, so there is a link for startup guide. You can go through it, what kind of benefits you are going to get from government side. Scheme for startup companies, a very good scheme launched by the government. You can go through, download the Startup India mobile app. Really helpful for you if you have such in mind. You want to want to start your company. And most importantly, you must have a very right mentor so that they can guide you to reach your, whatever you have planned. So having mentor is really important as a startup companies. Approach investors if you need a funding. So mentor can help you out, who can invest on your idea or product. And incubation facilities, some of the incubation facilities are there from government, and they don't charge anything. So if your product or idea is selected, you can find suitable incubation facilities in Bangalore or in other cities as well. And try to read these entrepreneur stories from youth.com. Very inspiring stories from all entrepreneurs. You can read their story, how they build those companies. Try to read these stories, you will get motivation. And try to participate in hackathon. I don't know how many of you are heard about hackathon plays where you have any skill. So some companies conduct hackathon, participate there with your skill, try to build different product or different technology altogether. So participate in hackathon, and also participate in startup conferences. So there are many conferences conducted in Bangalore city itself. Try to explore any conferences are happening. Don't miss out. Just go and attend it. You get motivated, and you can think also how you can start your own company. So having a very strong network in the startup is also important. So these are my recommendations, and the takeaway from this. And I wish you all, whoever is thinking of to start your own company. Next, please. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody's talking, so I just kept these slides. You must say confidently yourself, these sentences, and maybe if you say it's good, next you must say proudly that I sacrifice, I work hard, I work smart, I never give up, I never complain, I am a professional, I am building my empire, I am the master of my destiny, and who am I? I am an entrepreneur. So say loudly this, and start with start your journey of entering into entrepreneurship domain. And I wish you all the best, all students. In case if you have any questions, you can approach me anytime. Can we go to the next slide, please? You can contact me if you have any idea. If you have such a plan, or you are really passionate to start that at any cost, you can approach me. I can help you out. I can mentor your project, starting from registering a company to make that product into a market level. I also invest in some of the startup companies. So if your product, if your idea is really good, I can also invest, and I can also mentor. So if any students are interested, most welcome to and contact me. Our office is located in Nagarbavi, in Bangalore city. You can visit our company, and we can discuss further if you have really interest in this. So that's all, and thank you so much for your patience. And I really apologize for the beginning part, which technical problem of sharing my screen. Maybe next time we can have a face to face, so that we can have a good discussions. Thank you all. Any questions, please let me know.
Any questions from the participant then? I think there are no questions, so we will come to the end of the session now. So thank you, Prabhakar sir. In your tight schedule, you have agreed to give this presentation, and it was really very useful. If any student is planning to be an entrepreneur, it is really a good idea. And also with your presentation, I think they can work on it and be a good entrepreneur. So thank you very much, sir.
Yeah,
And
most
I also thank the MOE IIC for funding this program, and also supporting us morally for conducting this event. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Any questions from students, you can list out and send it to me, or if they are interested, they can visit our office anytime, so we can
Yes,
help them as well. Okay.
yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Thank you so much.